Doc, today is the Ismyrna episode. And the reason I want
No,
it to
it's
be
your
the
episode
Ismyrna
too.
episode is because I
You're still single.
want
I'm still
your
single.
perspective. I want you to share your perspective of somebody who's done the internal work, external work, but you've still never dated. And like you say it's for both of us, and that's fair. I know you might have some questions for me, but for context, I think I know why I'm single, right? For me, I think it my past relationships have informed me why I'm single, I guess. And furthermore, I was just in one not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I know why I'm single, and it's I kind of want to choose to be, and I have. But if I wanted to be in another relationship, I think I could be. My question to you is, I guess my first question to you is, what has doing the work, quote unquote, meant for you? Does that mean like therapy? Have you done therapy? Have you grown spiritually? Have you been breaking any sort of patterns? What has gotten Abby to the point where she's like, hey, I want to date, but I've never dated and I want to?
I've dated. I've just never had a relationship. Uh,
Okay.
So
Do you want to expand on that?
it just means I've gone on dates. I've just never had a relationship.
Okay.
That's all. But the internal work, I'm just like everybody else. I don't think it's special. It's just um, lots of, for me, it's been like lots of self-help books, therapy. I've done a couple sessions. Um, Yeah, just noticing patterns in my life and working them as I go with God, which is the whole spiritual aspect, because you can't
Mm-hmm.
do it without Him. But yeah, it's a day to day thing, um, and just trying to be better every day. That's what the internal work is for me, and it's not just for a romantic relationship. It's just for being the best version of me,
That's fair.
and that applies to everything. So.
I would assume that you haven't always been ready to date. When do you think you said to yourself, you know what, I think I'm ready now?
Uh,
And what was it that you're like, okay, I feel like I've crossed such and such threshold to where I can tell myself, hey, I feel like I can date.
100% ready to date. Probably my 20s. And just because I was more in the mindset of like what is it that I want for the rest of my life? And it's like I don't want to be alone. But before, when I wasn't ready to date, it was more of a like I was just so absorbed in my past, in many times what was to me mentality. I've always known I've always wanted to be in a relationship. It's just like being in the headspace has not always been there. You know what I mean? Sometimes you say, "Oh, I want to date," blah blah blah, but you're like in a different mindset. So I think with age, just like with everybody, you kind of be a with age, you kind of get into the mentality of I don't want to be alone. So, and that usually happens in your 20s, and I'm not the exception in my 20s.
Yeah, I think that's fair. There is a version of Christian singleness that can sometimes be boiled down to a sort of checklist, kind of like, well, I've done the therapy, I'm in church, I did all the right things. You and I have a friend who's like, I've done X, Y, and Z, whatever. The only thing I'm missing is a girlfriend. And it has led him to make terrible decisions, in my opinion, to where we're like, ugh, brother, like.
Who are you talking about? uh,
and kind of doing that in a form of a checklist is a
but
little bit limiting, I think.
that's
Um,
not a Christian thing alone. That's a everybody thing. I think as humans, we think we can do this, 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 and then we're gonna get this. We're
right,
very
right.
selfishly result oriented, and then when we don't get the treat, we're like, well, something happened.
Yeah. Do you feel like that? Like you've Because I feel like
Have I
you've
fallen into that trap?
Yeah, because I feel like
Yeah.
because like I feel like you've completed a lot of the checklist of like, okay, have my own, I have a good job, I have a house, we've gone through the checklist, whatever. But there's a gap between what you've been quote unquote promised, yeah, and then it's not good for man to be alone, and then the delivery of said partner.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've had years with when I was like, well, I have this, and where's the relationship?
Mm-hmm.
But I think now I don't really use a checklist anymore
For yourself or for your partner?
for myself or my partner. But rather I'm focusing on trying to live my values every day and being connected to God so much so that if when a potential suitor comes along, it's more of a, well, I'm so strong in what I believe in and my values that it's like I'm naturally it's not going to attract someone that's not with that doesn't have their stuff together. You know what I mean? So
Have you
yeah.
had suitors who don't have their stuff together reach
Yeah,
out?
of course. That's the frustrating part, I think, when you're single and you want someone.
Mm-hmm.
I was just talking with someone from church yesterday, and then he's like, "You have another potential suitor," and I'm like, "I don't want it." It's like, how is it you get all the attention from the wrong people, and then it's like the ones you want are crickets, you know? But then again, the ones you want they are not present at the time. I'm learning to say that, right? It's not that they don't exist. It's just
They're just not here right
they're
now.
just not here right now. Yeah. So
That's fair.
mhm.
Now, I talked about the gap between, like a promise of a relationship and then having a relationship. In that whole waiting space, you like started a whole podcast just talking about the waiting space, and it's
Yeah.
called The Waiting List.
It's called The Waiting List.
You can find a link below. Walk me through why you decided to do that and what was the whole premise. What was the objective there? What were you trying to communicate?
I think it was just I was just trying to create the conversations that me and the girls were already having off mic into the mic
Mm-hmm.
that other girls could listen to and feel like they're not alone in the journey.
Mm-hmm.
And give them hope. That was the whole premise. It wasn't much of a huge thing. I didn't put much thought into it. It was more of like, let's get together, let's talk about these things. If it helps somebody, great. If not, we had fun, you know? And talking things out, it kind of helps because, you, it's like, you're not alone, but until you start sharing things, then you realize, yeah, like, that's not just me, you know? So that was the whole premise of it. And I don't know if we'll come out with season 2. I think we will, but right now everything is very busy for the girls and for me. So
Fair enough. What did you talk about on the podcast? Like, what were some of the episodes about?
So we talked about how to deal with when everybody's getting married before you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one.
What was the consensus? Give me
the consensus of it was of like, don't focus so much, don't compare on the fact that they're getting married, but rather join in them in the celebration, celebrate with them.
Mm-hmm.
Their joy becomes your joy instead of just looking at it from a lack of, or like, well, I guess we can't be friends anymore. They're married, but no, it's like, it's just different. So that was that one. What else did we talk about? Like waiting well, how to have peace when everybody's like pressuring you, stuff like that.
Who pressures you?
I think society pressures us. We pressure ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Our parents, men.
Men?
Yeah, of
Men
course.
pressuring you to get married and stuff?
No, men. I feel like the pressure that comes from men, if anything, is from unrealistic standards that are perpetuated by social media and are experienced differently.
Right.
Women for woman, and culture affects it as well. Just like, for example, being a Latina, there's this like, especially on social media, there's like a very Latina fetish.
Mhm.
And it's like a
It's
certain,
grown throughout the years.
it's grown, and it's like it's made a huge wave back, and it's like not all women are like that.
Right.
And so it's just like those pressures.
Hmm.
They're little, but they're still pressures.
You called it a fetish. Why did you call it a fetish when it could be just appreciation?
I feel like there's a difference.
Yeah, what is the difference?
I
I
feel
guess is
like
what I'm
there's a
asking.
difference between appreciation is something where it's like you notice something about a culture and you're
Right.
like, okay, cool. But then with this, it's kind of like you're capitalizing on like characteristics of women or like things they do, and then it's like I want it type of thing, kind of like to a deeper extent of like there's a whole like the memes, have you seen them, of like guys and he's like, if you see me getting yelled at by like a Latina, like know that like I want to be here.
This is exactly
Like
where I want to be.
I feel like appreciation is more realistic. Fetishes are more like built up on stereotypes, built up on
Okay. Yeah.
unrealistic expectations. So that's why I think I call it a fetish more than appreciation.
Hmm. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Talking a little bit about like just how you feel about being single and whatnot. It comes to mind that the whole verse where the Bible says, delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you what
Everything of your heart.
the desires of your heart.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you've delighted in the Lord, and here's my question: are you disappointed, and does it feel like God hasn't or isn't holding up His end of the bargain when it comes to your relational life?
I feel like he is holding his end of the bargain up. I can't say I've always delighted in the Lord. I feel like that would be a lie. Um, and then I feel like I'm not alone in that. Um, there are times where I'm the opposite. So I don't feel better about it. Sometimes I wonder why the wait has been so long. For sure, I get frustrated. Um, antsy, I have needs. But it's it's just a process of appreciating where you are
Mm-hmm.
and appreciating the fact that like I still have a whole life. I have a life, I have friends, I have a whole thing. Like I'm not in theory missing anything.
I hear you.
A partner is someone who is an added bonus.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I am complete as I am right now. And obviously that's a journey to get there, especially more for women than for men. Um, but it's just no, like he is upholding his end of the bargain. Um, and when that comes, I feel like God knows I'll be ready for it even more. Because the waiting season, just like for men and women, it's all about preparing yourself for what's to come, growing, right? We're not perfect. It's like you say, you called the episode like when you've done all the work. I feel like that's, you can't say you've done everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can say I've done enough, right?
You've
Because
done a lot.
a lot, right? Because you can't get to the point where
You're not
you're
gonna.
chasing some like you can't say, well, no, I'm not ready for a relationship, but then never like you're chasing perfection,
Yeah,
and that's never gonna
and
come,
that's
right?
never gonna
So
come.
then you have to accept good enough, right?
Yeah.
So then where I'm saying is like I feel like from my observation, you've
Yeah.
come to good enough,
Good enough.
and
And that is enough.
oh,
That
right.
is my conclusion. That good enough is enough. Like, if I dwell on the fact that I don't have a partner, like, I'm pretty much essentially calling God a liar. That, like, that my life is not complete and not whole without one. So, coming to the conclusion of doing enough is also realizing that you're okay where you are. It be frustrating sometimes, seeing other couples, blah, 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 and, wanting to have that also in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. but it's like you're also at a mature point where it's like when those thoughts come, you kind of also bring out the other one in the sense that like I'm okay, right? So that's where I was thinking like you can't say everything, but I know what you're saying.
Now, you're not alone in that. How do you deal with those hard times where you're like of frustration that other women could take and maybe men could take inspiration from?
Well, I don't have a perfect formula. I don't know what you do, but what I do with hard times, I think a lot. I talk a lot with God.
Yeah.
I busy myself doing volunteer work, helping others. I cry sometimes. I do some not so healthy things sometimes, get some ice cream, a whole tub,
Delicious
sometimes.
as hell, though.
Sometimes you have in your feeling moments.
Right.
And then sometimes like I feel like there's setbacks and then it's getting back up again. So yeah, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I feel like I have different women who fill different voids in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned this before, like, I have Erin, another woman that I go out to go get ice cream with or go do X, Y, and Z with. So in that case, I'm still getting feminine energy. And then in that case, it alleviates it a little bit, but I can still, like, I'm still in my masculine frame and still practice what that looks like. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
And it's also a lot easier for men.
Yes,
A
it
correction
is.
in the sense that you're not waiting to be chosen. It's the other way around, to where you're on the hunt, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So then, like, if there is nobody there, there's just nobody there. Whereas opposed to, and also, I mean, it is usually the case
But that's
that women grow into men more than the other way around.
the women what?
Grow into like liking guys after like a
Yes.
period of time.
100%.
Whereas guys
Don't at all.
rarely happens. It rarely happen.
Rarely.
Correct.
And I feel like the Holy Spirit plays a huge role.
I think that's fair. Yeah,
A
I think that's fair.
huge role. Because like even like those friends to lovers,
Yes,
the guy found her attractive.
correct. There is no.
It's not that
It's like
she became pretty once we became friends.
right. Like once I saw her soul, then I loved her. Stop it.
That's a lie.
That is a lie.
You did your time, buddy. You did your time. That's all it was. But
Yeah, no, that's fair.
yeah, it is harder for women in that aspect. Because women are more relational, like inward.
Right.
So as we get to know someone, we decide if we like them more or not.
Right.
So-
Whereas I guess the way that would happen would be is if the girl takes off her glasses and puts her hair down and then does one of these.
Where he has a realization
And
she's
then
hot
he's like,
after all.
my goodness, she is hot. Has a she's the man. Wait, no,
Exactly.
not she's the man. The one with Rachel Lee Cook. Is it She's the Man? No.
I have no idea.
The one Rachel Lee Cook where she's like the prom one.
She's all that.
She's all that. Having a she's all that moment.
Yeah, where she's like, oh, she's actually pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once she takes off her glasses and takes off her smock and stuff like that.
Ugly Betty, kind of like Ugly Betty.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That would be the only way that would happen.
Yeah.
I think.
Or the Holy Spirit.
Well, I don't think that's disconnected at all. I don't think you can have that. Can you have that disconnected from the Holy Spirit? Yeah, 100%. What am I talking about? 100%.
Yeah, but like the whole on the hunt and waiting to be chosen, I think it's also a mentality shift that comes with time.
Okay.
Right? Because like I feel like as women, when we're younger, it's like you're waiting to be chosen all the time. Oh, I'm waiting for a guy, blah blah blah. But it's like also a very passive state. Women as we choose as well, right?
But you don't pursue.
It's just different. And if we pursue, it's different because we're different sexes.
Right.
So, whereas men pursue more actively, women pursue more passively in the sense of we pursue by allowing.
Correct.
Like, you smile to the pretty boy, you know, you give him permission to approach you. I chose to do that,
Yeah.
right? Just as so there's power in that I feel like as women, we don't realize until you're older.
When did it hit you?
When I was older. Now.
Now? It hit
Yeah.
you now?
I mean, like, it's been
We've
like
been doing this
3
podcast
years.
for 4 years.
3 years. I mean, I've grown in my power. That's weird to say.
No, I get it. Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah, it's like you realize it and then you test it and then you're like,
it's
yeah.
okay, yeah, no, it definitely helps.
So
Walk me through an example. Don't mention any names of one way you've pursued a guy or that you've allowed, right, in your way. In that, and one example in which it has worked, not obviously to completion into a relationship, but you know that has progressed. That he got the hint, and then another example where you're like, I gave the hint, but it didn't work. He didn't follow through.
without saying any, I mean, I wouldn't say any names anyway to you.
Why not to me?
Because I don't share that stuff with you.
But yet you ask of me to share with you sometimes.
Yeah, but
Why?
you because you want to share.
No, you ask. I don't follow.
Well, yeah, because
Isn't that hypocritical?
No, not necessarily, because everybody gets to decide what they want to share with other people.
So then you're like, I would never share this with you, and then go on and say, hey, share it with me.
Well, I see what you're saying, but it's more of like, well, it's just my personal boundary. Like stuff you decide what information you share with other people. It's nothing personal.
But
I feel like
but just to be clear,
just like boys,
the lines are different, right? To where you're saying, I have this boundary with you, which is fine.
Yeah.
But then you ask me, you hold me to a different standard, or not just me,
ask you.
not just me, right? But like to other people, to be like, that's probably too personal for me, but let me ask it for somebody else.
And if it's personal for them, they can tell me too.
Okay.
Right? Because people only share as much as they want to.
Right.
And I'm an investigative reporter. So
wow.
I like getting to know people, right? And I'll go as far as you let me.
But you won't reciprocate, to be clear.
I will if I'm comfortable with you. Like, my friends know me.
Right.
So I guess what I'm trying to say with that is I don't talk boys with my brothers. That's all. Without, I guess, I'm very direct though. I'm not more like, I haven't done it a lot, but this might sound cocky, but the times I've done it, it's always worked.
It's okay.
That's all I'm going to say. Like, I would talk to them, smile to them.
That's what I'm asking. Like, what did you do?
Yeah. Talk, smile. There's some touch involved. Friendly.
Christian.
Yes.
Family friendly.
Yeah. Friendly, touching. And just dropping hints like, oh, let's do this or something like that. So
you've never had a fail.
I've also asked someone out as well.
Okay. So
like I'm more direct in that way sometimes. But yeah, that's what I've done.
And you said 100% success rate. So that hasn't been like a fail. Okay,
it hasn't failed. And my scale of failure is more of
your measure of failure.
Yeah, I feel like it's if they don't pick it up, I didn't lose anything. In the sense of like, why would I want attention from someone who doesn't want to give me anything?
Oh, time out. Picking it up and being denied are two different things. So like you could be oblivious.
Oh.
And be like,
I've had a couple guys that are oblivious.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, what do you mean by pick it up? As in like
they pick up the hints.
And then they just decide not to go through with it.
Yeah.
Or follow up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like, I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. Yes, I do know what I'm trying to say. I guess the words are, my scale for success is more of me putting myself out there. And what I want out of it is someone who would at least want to try. So if you don't want to try, I don't want you anyway. So if you don't pick it up, that's okay. You gave me your answer. That's what I want.
You mentioned comparison earlier, and you talked about how you and the girls talked about it in the waiting list. How do you deal with not comparing yourself to like women who are clearly in either bad relationships, not ready for a relationship, and they're still in a relationship, and you're like, that is like, do you feel jealousy at all, or in like compare like you know what I mean?
Do I feel jealous? No.
Okay,
With my current friends, no.
okay.
Um,
Have you ever?
have I ever? I'm just like going like
Just on a list, just
no. Not of the relationship. If anything, I feel like I've had moments of jealousy from certain moments. Let's say like we're out and about. Let's say I was out and about with them and they shared a certain little moment and it was cute or something.
mm-hmm.
I could have been, I've had moments of envy in that moment
Yeah.
but it was more what they shared, not of who they were dating.
Okay.
I've had more of those.
So no, okay. So in essence, you're saying none of your friends have ever dated your type or a
No,
guy that you've deemed worthy
of me. That
of
a
you.
type for
Right.
me,
Right.
yes.
Right.
Because I feel like saying deemed worthy, it just makes it sound weird.
Okay. Phrase it however you like.
Yeah. They've never dated a man that the type of man I want.
That helps.
It does help.
Because you're like, by all means, do what you. I mean, I'm not.
I mean,
That's not.
it helps. That's a lie. I have one friend who's dated more guy, but it's more characteristics. But it's like I don't want that.
Sure.
Yeah. So with dealing with comparison of like those small moments.
Yes.
Um.
Well, no, that's different, right? Because small moments is different than just like of a guy or a woman or something like that. I feel like wanting that is not a crime. I wouldn't go to the level of jealousy just because jealousy I feel like is a non Christ-like feeling or something like
But
that.
we experience it.
And you're saying you've gotten to that point.
Yes, of like experiencing jealousy in that moment, of course.
Okay.
Because it
that's
didn't
fair.
come from a good place. I feel like when you look at something and you see it to covet, or it's not a good place.
Yeah, but how, okay, or at least how I understood you was more like I saw this moment that X girl had with X guy, and I want that moment.
Yeah.
That's I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, I see that it can be wrong with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know
It can be
how to
wrong.
explain it, but yes. But still, you have to deal with it. And even if I'm not jealous of their relationships at all, the fact that they are in a relationship, sometimes it's like, well, when you're feeling lonely, it's like, well, they're in relationships, so like the devil does bring it up a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
It's not because of, in retrospect, if I'm thinking logically, it's like so, but it's like I'm not thinking straight in that moment, right? So like with dealing with those type of stuff, it's more of like I kind of don't try to dwell on it as much, and it's like that was for them, that was not for you.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of try to leave it there. And like I mentioned, there's like just those little moments of jealousy, or like if there is a trait in that person, let's say their partner, that I really like, what I really try to do to not get myself in the headspace or of being jealous or coveting it, like, oh, I can't believe they have that. It's more of I try to celebrate it with them, and I voice it to them.
Right.
I'd be like, yes, like look at that. Like I'm
happy for you.
Yeah. Like even if it's saying your man is hot, Like, I'm celebrating that with you.
Right.
Like, I'm not keeping that to myself and making it all ooey gooey evil inside.
Right.
It's like, I'm celebrating with you. You got yourself a fine man.
Yeah. And that's great for her, great for you, great for her, great for him, great for everybody.
You turn it into praise.
Praise.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have a choice for what you do with your thoughts.
I think that's fair.
That's what I do.
Have you then? And I just kind of, I don't have many more questions, but one I do have is: have you ever thought of giving up a relationship, a desire for a relationship? Be like, you know, I'm just gonna stay single.
No. Have I had moments of saying, I'm
Screw
gonna
it.
be single forever? Sure. But
That's normal.
But then it's like, I get back up, I wipe away my tears, and we're okay, you know?
Yeah.
But like giving up of like, it's just gonna be me and Benny. No.
Benjamin.
No, of
Why
course.
not?
Because I don't, like, I'm in the place where I don't have to. I don't have to give up because I'm already living a good life. Like, there's nothing I'm giving up. Like, it hasn't come, and it hasn't come for a reason. And God knows, and I'm right where I need to be. So I don't need to give anything up, but rather it's more of just, I don't need to focus on it. I think that's the key, at least for me. If I focus on it too much, then it's like, ugh. But it's like, no, it's like, I'm here and I gotta be in the present with God and learning to fall in love with God, right? Because that's a continual process as well. For you, for me, for everyone. And when you're single, it's God takes you through different stages. So yeah,
Understandable.
in a way, I'm still happy I'm single.
What expand?
I'm happy in the sense that there's things that I can work on without having another dimension in my life. Whereas bringing another having a person, it adds other layers and more complicates your life. Whereas,
but ideally, complications you want.
yes, complications you want, but also like, you know, like with a partner, they also reveal things in you. So it's like, I don't know who do I kind of want God to continue to revealing things in me other than another person. But when that other person comes, it's like I'm open to it. Like, I listened to this podcast that Debola shared with me, and this person was like praying, I'm like, God, help me not miss him, miss the man.
Explain. Oh, like miss as in like the opportunity comes by and I'm not ready?
Or I'm just like so focused in other things. Like not miss him, or if it comes in a different package than what I think it is. So I think it's more of like help me to stay in the moment present, living my life to the fullest with you, Jesus, but not to the point where like I completely close my eyes to, because then it would be an extreme, and then extremes aren't healthy. So
That's fair.
yeah.
How would you, and just to wrap up, how would you say your relationship with Jesus is different? Having been single for so long and wanting a relationship but not having one.
Different than anybody else?
Yeah.
I don't think I could answer that if it's different than anyone else, but my relationship with God right now, it's more of that he's my provider. The girls don't like me saying this, but he's my man, right? Like he provides everything that I need in every area that I need. And learning to accept that is a journey, has been a journey. And I'm not perfect. Like there's been times where I let go of it, right?
Fair.
There's been times where I choose to dwell in other things that take me away from it. And then it's just coming back, getting back up again, doing the whole thing. And it's just kind of like David, right? Like David was a man after God's own heart, but my God
did a whole lot.
Like
not good stuff.
A lot of the times I think of him and Saul being kind of like a yin and yang. Except the only difference is that David kept getting back up. David kept coming to God, whereas Saul
stayed down.
So I'm trying to be more like David, I have my falls. And when I say falls, of like, I have moments of like, I distract myself too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've struggled with like rom-coms and all these things and ideals. So it's more of like shutting that, coming back, all that stuff. So it's getting up again. It's a lot of getting back up again. And yeah, just trying to be better every day. That's it.
Sweet. That's all I had. Shall we close with a prayer?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. Father in heaven, thank you for loving us the way that you do. Thank you for loving Abby the way that you do. We've heard a little bit today about her single journey and how, even though she's done the work, she still is not in a relationship. And I thank you that she doesn't blame you, Father, but I know that that's not the case for everyone. Not everybody's experience is the same. And I know that that Father, some do blame you. And I pray, Father, that you can be with all of us who are single, to help us to see the bigger picture, to realize that, like Abby mentioned, we are whole individuals without a partner, and that's all right. And Father, it's not a matter of a checklist of like, okay, well, I finished everything. Now I can be in a relationship. It's a matter of you showing us the right person at the right time and us being ready, so that, like how I interpreted what Abby said, so we don't miss whoever our partner is whenever it is that they come along. I pray that you help us all in our single journeys. In your name we pray. Amen. Thank you for having spent time with us. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a like, and in the comments, let us know what you liked about it. Be sure to share this with a friend, and as always, we'll see you all next time.